السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي علا في توحده ودنا في تفرده وجل في سلطانه وعظم في أركانه، فطر الخلائق بقدرته ونشر الرياح برحمته، ثم صلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الغر الميامين المنتجبين. يقول الرسول الأكرم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: علي مع الحق والحق مع علي. صدق الرسول الكريم. With the loudest of our voices, صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this moment and this opportunity to continue to acquire the understanding of our faith and the understanding of our school of thought in these beautiful months of Ramadan. Kindly allow me, brothers and sisters, to express my heartfelt condolence to the Imam of our time and to our scholars and to each and every one of you on the occasion of the martyrdom of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. The tradition I've just quoted, brothers and sisters, is a known tradition to all of us. It's a tradition from our beloved Prophet on the merit or the profound estate of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. The Holy Prophet makes it very clear: Ali is with the truth and truth is with Ali. Now, departing from this beautiful tradition of our beloved Prophet, our topic of tonight will be to focus on the leadership style of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And here I want to draw your attention, brothers and sisters, to how Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam led the Ummah in Kufa most especially. Because we have a lot of us here are youth, some of us are leaders, and some of us are aspiring to become leaders. We have our elders here, some of you are leaders in your respective communities, or even we are leaders in our homes. So why not learn the leadership skills or the leadership style of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam? No doubt, this tradition makes us understand that if you hold unto Amir al-Mu'mineen, be rest assured you are holding unto the truth. And the way I'm going to do it in two simple ways. First way, I will look at leadership from the sociological point of view. What do they say about a leader? In other words, anyone who wants to become a leader, from the sociological point of view, how do you become a good leader? And then we'll look at the leadership skills of Imam Ali, and then you will then compare and make your own judgment. Which one of the two is the best to take if you truly want to become a leader? Now, as I said, kindly brothers, pay attention to this, and sisters, is very, very important. Because now and then we hear in our communities, we don't have good leaders. People sometimes complain about their leaders. When leaders take some decision, you find people are not happy about it. So I say the best way to understand a good leader is to go and knock the door of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. So the first thing is to look at leadership from the sociology. According to them, when we talk of a leader, which is also true, but it has its own limitation compared to the leadership in the ideology of Islam or Islamic ideology. They said a leader is someone who has the power to influence people positively. Al-Qudra al-Ta'thir fi sulukin nas. He said a leader is someone who has a power to influence people not negatively but positively. And they said for a person to become a true leader, there are three components that he or she has to meet. If you meet these three components, then from the sociological point of view, you are indeed a good leader. So let him outline these components and explain the component. And any one of us who really want to become a leader, why not look into this and then add what I will be mentioned earlier on about our beloved first Imam. They said the first component of a good leader is followers. You cannot be a good leader if you do not have good followers. You can be exceptional in your leadership skills, but if people who follow you are not exceptional, then there is no way you will become a good leader. And that is why they always differentiate between a chairman and a leader, or administrator and a leader. Not every chairman or president is a leader, and not every administrator is a leader. But every leader can be a president. Every leader can be a prime minister. Every leader can be a chairman. Every leader can be a president. So the fact that a person is a leader, is a president or a chairman in our community does not qualify a person to become a leader. He first must be able to influence people positively. And as I said, the first component is what? He needs exceptional followers. If followers are not good, then forget about a good leader. If followers are good, they are exceptional, like the way a leader is exceptional, then you will have a good community and you have a good society. Look at our communities, our own Shia communities. You go to many communities, people are complaining about leaders. But sometimes the problem is not with the leader, the problem is the people. Because people don't know how to hold the leadership accountable. So therefore, first component, you need exceptional people to make exceptional leader. And exceptional people are people who hold the leadership accountable. That is number one. Number two component of leadership from the sociological point of view. MashaAllah, now we have so many organizations in our communities. Our youths are taking the lead. Example is Shabab As-Sibtain. Our universities, you have so many organizations. So we need to learn to become good leaders from these teachings and that of Amir al-Mu'minin. The second component of a good leader is what? Is power. Quwwa. A leader must have a power. But here I want you to take note of this one. We have two forms of power. We have a quwwa shakhsiyya, we have a quwwa markaziyya. We have a central power, we have a personal power. What is central power? Is the power that the constitution or the bylaws of your organization grant you. You need that power. You need to follow the rule of law. You need to follow the bylaw of your organization for you to qualify to be a good leader. But that's not enough. You need to have a personal power. Quwwa shakhsiyya. And to have a personal power, you need to meet three requirements. First requirement, ma'lumat. You cannot be a leader if you do not understand the needs of your people. You want to lead at university. You want to lead in the community. You want to lead at school. You need to understand the needs of your people for you to exercise your power. If you don't understand the needs of your people, then you'll be wasting your time in trying to become a leader. And the second requirement of quwwa shakhsiyya, personal power, is what? Charisma. A leader must be charismatic. You cannot just be leader anyhow. You have to be someone attractive. When you are there, people listen to you. People pay attention to you. So charisma is very, very important when it comes to exercising your power as a leader. And the third requirement of exercising one's personal power as a leader is what? Is uslub. Your approach. A leader must have different approach. As a leader, you cannot just go with one approach. Sometimes you have to go with emotional approach. Sometimes your approach must be intellectual approach. And sometimes your approach must be based on dialogue, where you dialogue with people. So therefore, the second component of a good leader from a sociological point of view is quwwa shakhsiyya. Let's look at the last component, and then we go to the leadership of Imam Ali, and I'm done. The last component of a good leader from the sociological point of view is mawqif. You cannot be a leader if you cannot take a stance. A leader must be someone who is able to take a stand, most especially when there are difficulties within the community. And you should be able to take a stand by not undermining any sector of the community that you lead. Some scholars come forward and discuss, how does a leader become someone who takes a stand? Some said a stand is hiba al-ilahi, it's a gift of Allah. And some says no, a leader who takes a stand, that stance is something that he learned. And some say no, it comes naturally. No doubt, all works. There are people who are naturally born leaders, but with more learning, you become a good leader. Now let's quickly go to the leadership skills or style of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, because we are in the night and the days of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, and no better person to learn life lessons and life skills from than our beloved Imam alayhi salam. Amir al-Mu'minin, at least as you know very well, he led in Kufa for a period of 4 years, some said 7 months, some said 4 years and a half. Al-Muhim, what were the features of the leadership skills of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin? Well, I tell you, if leadership of our communities can learn these skills from Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, we will be able to lead our communities or our congregations or our organizations to the best destination which is desired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one feature of the leadership style of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin is that Imam made us understand that leadership is wasila and not a ghaya. When you are a leader, know that that is not the aim, it's a means to the aim. If you are the leader of an organization, or you are the leader of a congregation, or you are a leader at university, understand that you being a leader, that's not the aim, it is means to the aim. What is the aim? The aim is to please Allah, and the aim is to prepare for the reappearance of the Imam of our time. So whoever is holding leadership position within our communities, you need to understand that you are not there for your own sake. You are not there for your own selfish interest. You are not there for your own selfish desire, but rather you are there to prepare for the reappearance of the Imam of our time. I give you an example. Some companions of Amir al-Mu'minin came to me in Kufa, and they said to Imam Amir al-Mu'minin, when they entered his house, they saw Imam, as usual, living very simple life. Imam was sitting on a mat. So this person told Imam Ali, why are you sitting on a mat when the entire Islamic treasury is under you? You have the money under you. Why can't you buy something nice for yourself? Then Imam looked at him and said to him, whatever you see with me are the things I brought with me from Medina. Then he said, Atamuruni an atluba nasra bil jawri? Do you want me to seek victory by committing injustice? And you remember that beautiful tradition, لو أوتيت الأكاليم السبع بما تحت أفلاكها على أن أعصي الله في نملة جلب شعيرة ما فعلت. Amir al-Mu'minin is saying, if you give me the entire continent just for me to sin against Allah for like an atom, I, Ali, will not do that. So therefore, the first sima min simat qiyadati Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam أن القيادة وسيلة وليست بغاية. Leadership is wasila, it's not a ghaya. That's number one. Number two, leadership style of Imam Ali is what? Al-Hissul Ijtima'i. Imam had a sense of community. Imam's leadership was about love for people. Imam's leadership was about reaching out to people. Imam's leadership was ensuring that people under him were treated equally. Imam's leadership was not about nepotism. Imam's leadership was not about marginalization. Imam's leadership was not about segregation. And hence, allow me to quote what Amir al-Mu'minin explains about his leadership when it comes to al-ihsas bi-umur al-mujtama'. Imam had this love for community. He had this love for people that he was leading. You know, someone again came to Ali alayhi salam, Harun ibn Antara. Harun said to Imam Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, why are you eating this type of a food when you can buy the best of all food? You know what Imam Ali said to him? Imam looked at him and Imam said to him, لو شئت لاهتديت إلى مصفى هذا العسل ولباب هذا الكمح ونسائج هذا القز. Imam said, Wallah, Ya Antara, if I had wished, I would have benefited from the taste of this honey. I have benefited from these treasures of the wheat and the food that you see. Then he said, I heard, أن يغلبني هوايا أو يقودني جشعي إلى تخير الأطعمة. Imam said, far be it from me to allow my selfish desire and my selfish interest to eat different varieties of food at the expense of the people that I lead. You know what Imam Ali said? وَلَعَلَّ بِالْيَمَامَ وَالْهِجَازِ مَنْ لَا أَحَدَ لَهُ بِالطَّعْمِ أَوْ بِالْكُرْسِ. Allahu Akbar. Imam said, maybe in Yemen and in Hijaz, there are those who don't even have what to eat daily. أَأَبِيتُ مُبْتَانًا وَحَوْلِي بُطُونِ غَرْفِي وَأَكْبَادَ هِرِّي أَأُقْنَى أَنْ يُقَالُ لِي أَمِيرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا أُشَارِكُهُمْ فِي مَكَارِهِ الدَّهْرِ. Amir al-Mu'minin is saying, will I be able to sleep at night when around me there are neighbors who are going to sleep without food? Will I be happy to be called Amir al-Mu'minin when I don't share the pains of their life? So the second quality of the leadership skills of Imam Ali is what? Imam had love for his community. Imam would never leave his community behind. That's number two. The third feature of the leadership skills or style of Imam Ali is ash-shafafiyya. Imam never had ulterior motive. Imam Ali was genuine in his leadership. Imam would never hide anything from the people that he used to lead. And beautiful in his teachings, Imam will say, وَلَكُمْ عَلَيَّ أَلَّا أَحْتَجِزَ دُونَكُمْ سِرًّا إِلَّا فِي حَقٍّ. He said, Wallah, it is your right on me not to keep anything secret from you, except maybe things that have to do with battles. And then Imam continued to say, وَلَكُمْ عِنْدِي فِي الْحَقِّ سَوَاء. All of you are equal to me, Ali. And he said, it is incumbent upon me to be sincere to all of you and to be obedient to you. So therefore, the third quality of the leadership of Imam Amir is what? Imam would never hide anything from the people that he led if it was things that had to do with them. Today you find in our community sometimes our leadership are doing something, nobody knows what is happening. You will all of a sudden start seeing things in the community, and when you ask a question, it becomes a problem. But Amir al-Mu'minin, he had what is called Shafafiyya. Most of you know Arabic. Shafafiyya means what? He was very lenient. He would consult them. He would approach them. In fact, Allah in Quran advised the Holy Prophet of Islam to do the same, isn't it? Allah will tell prophets, consult them. Shawirhum fil amr. Consult them in the affairs. But فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. But once you have decided, and then you depend on Allah. Fourth feature of the leadership skills of Imam Ali is what? Al-Hisab. Imam was a leader who was accountable leader. Imam Amir al-Mu'minin would not spend a cent or pence of Baytul Mal without informing the people. You know this incident very well. When Talha and Zubair visited Amir al-Mu'minin, Amir had a candle which was lit already. The moment Talha and Zubair entered, Imam switched off that candle and lit a new one. So Talha and Zubair look at Imam Ali. What's the difference between these two candles? Imam said, this one is for Baytul Mal and this one is for my personal. And I know you are not coming for anything that has to do with religion. You are coming for your own personal thing. This is the leadership of Amir al-Mu'minin. Today we have sometimes in our community, monies are being spent anyhow. And nobody has the guard to ask. You ask, you get labeled from the community. You get chucked out from the community. Amir al-Mu'minin was a leader who accounted for everything that he spent for the sake of Islamic Ummah and for the sake of Islamic community. And the last quality of the leadership style of Imam Ali is what? Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam would always regard people's suggestions. If someone would come to Imam with suggestion, Imam will not throw the person away. Imam will not belittle the person by telling the person, no, who are you to suggest to me? Imam would always take people's suggestion. In that beautiful tradition, Man jama'a ukul an-nasi ilay a'aqal an-nas. Imam said the most intellectual person is the one who joined his mind to that of others. So as a leader, you need to always listen to people. Don't just take decision, or no, don't chase people away when they come with their suggestion. That is what Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi afdalus salawat al-musallin left for us as a legacy. So therefore, brothers and sisters, whoever amongst us is aspiring to become a leader or to lead our community, I'm talking of Shi'i community, I'm talking of our mosques, our Husayniyas, ABSOCs on campuses, read the leadership skills and style of Imam Amir al-Mu'minin. And the greatest achievement, Imam Ali had so many achievements, all his life is achievement. But the greatest achievement of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam was those 4 years, 7 months he spent in Kufa. Because Imam Ali, in that leadership, he administered justice. And he did not just administer justice, but rather he administered justice with his close friends, with his close family members, and people who were marginalized within the community. You know very well. Typical example, Aqil came to Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. When Aqil came to Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, he requested some funds, money from Imam. Look at the relationship between Aqil and Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imam Ali gave him food to eat. They ate the food and it was a very simple food. Aqil insisted he needed some money. Imam asked Aqil, come, let's go out. They walked out. They went to the market. Traders were already closed. So Imam Ali said to Aqil, can we grab some of these things and take them home? Aqil said, but it's haram. Imam Ali said, yes. So do you want me to burn in the fire of hell on the day of Qiyamah? Aqil said, how? He said, you want me to give you from Baytul Mal? Amir al-Mu'mineen would administer justice even if it's his close family member. Imam had a sister called Fahita. Fahita, her husband was enemy to Rasulullah. So they would attack Muslims and they would hide in the house of Fahita. When they were in Medina, Rasulullah said to Amir al-Mu'mineen, I want you to go to Mecca, go to the houses of Quraysh and remove all those who were committing atrocities and killing people. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen put a mask and he entered into the house of his sister. When he entered, he started taking these people out of that house. The sister came and stood in front of him. She didn't know it was Imam Ali. That I will tell my brother Ali, he will sort you out. Because all of them, when they would hear the name of Imam Ali, they would begin shivering. Then Imam Ali removed them and said, it is me. I am here to administer justice. So therefore, Amir al-Mu'mineen would administer justice irrespective of the social status of a person. And in conclusion, you know very well, one governor of Imam Ali was taken to court. Some said in Basra. When he was taken to court, Imam Ali was requested to come to court. And you know who took Imam Ali's governor to court? He was a Christian fellow who felt the governor was not fair. So when they took him to court, Amir al-Mu'mineen came, Amir al-Mu'mineen was sitting. So the judge addressed this fellow with his name and his father's name. Then when it got to Amir al-Mu'mineen, the judge said, Abul Hassan Amir al-Mu'mineen, for instance. Amir al-Mu'mineen stopped the judge. He said, no, address me by name Ali, the son of Abu Talib. And of course, eventually the verdict was passed against the governor of Imam Ali. That same day that Christian became a Muslim. So therefore, we have so many things to learn, brothers and sisters, from Imam alayhi salam. And I always tell people, when it is the holy month of Ramadan, especially during these big nights, the night of 19th, the 21st, and the 23rd, night of Qadr, and in addition, night of the Shahada of Imam Ali. Spend few moments, take a copy of a book, and read about Imam Ali. Learn even something small about Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. If nothing at all, establish love with Nahjul Balaga. How many of us managed to establish relationship with Nahjul Balaga? When last did we read Nahjul Balaga? I always encourage people, if you want to put something excellent on social media, check the wisdoms of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Nahjul Balaga. Before you think of quoting any other scholar, TED Talk speaker, spread the message of Ahlulbayt. Wisdom, hikam of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. Small line. Make it your hobby, that now and then you learn something about the teachings of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. In conclusion, I kindly request you take your hearts to the house of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen in Kufa. On the night of the 20th, it was a very difficult night for Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And to narrate what truly inspired a night or a day leading to the Shahada of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, I need to take you a little bit back. You know, when Rasulullah announced the leadership of Imam Ali at the plains of Ghadir, when the information reached Medina, there were people in Medina who doubted it. One of them was Harith ibn Nu'man. I want you just to listen to this. It has link with the night of the 20th of Ramadan of the Masa'ib of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Harith ibn Nu'man. Ayah of Quran revealed on him. Sa'ala sa'ilun bi'adhabin waqi'. Quran 70 verse 1. The questioner asked about the punishment which is inevitable. You know what was that? When the news of the appointment of Imam Ali reached Medina, he went to prophets. And he said to prophets, you came and you asked us to pray and we prayed. You asked us to fast and we fasted. You told us about Hajj and we went for Hajj. This announcement about Ali, is it from you or is it from God? You know what was the response of prophets? Prophet said, it is from God and not from me. Haris ibn Nu'man, you know what he did? He went out and he said, Ya Allah, if this announcement is from you, let the rock fall on me. What happened? Narration mentioned rock fell on him and eventually he died. It shows the power of the fadila of Imam Ali. But my point is here. People criticize Ghadir, but companions of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen tried their level best to expose the world to the message of Ghadir. Example, Ammar ibn Yasir. On the day of the battle of Siffin, he stood and looked at the enemies. Are you fighting the one who was appointed by Rasulullah on the day of Ghadir? Adi ibn Khatam, you know him, companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He would address people about the position of Ali alayhi salam regarding Ghadir. Hijr ibn Adi al-Kindi, Umar ibn Hamad al-Khuza'i, Rushayd al-Hijri. All these companions played their part in spreading the message of God. But on a night like this, the night of the 20th of Ramadan, they were all sitting around Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. As they were sitting around Imam, you know Imam is not like in the case of other Imams. Other Imams will be struck and the person would die within a twinkle of an eye or within hours. But Amir al-Mu'mineen had to stay with the injury filled with poison for a period of 3 days. Now they were all sitting around Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. All of a sudden one of them, Habib ibn Amr, he said, I can hear the voice of Zainab and Kulthum crying. And he said, Wallah, I've never seen their faces, but today I could hear their voice crying. Amir al-Mu'mineen looked at Imam Hassan. He said to Imam Hassan, tell my companions to go. They all went out, they stood outside and they were all crying. Imam Hassan went and told them, my father said you should disperse, you should go home. They all left, one remained, Asbag bin Nawata. He remained. Imam Hassan came back and sat next to his father. And Asbag would cry from outside. Amir al-Mu'mineen asked Imam Hassan, go and ask Asbag to come in. When Asbaq came in, Amir al-Mu'minin looked at him and asked him, why are you not going home? I am going to meet Rasulullah. I'm going to meet Fatima al-Zahra. But Asbaq said to Amir al-Mu'minin, I'm not crying and I'm not worried about you going to Jannah. I am worried because after you, there will be no one to guide us. Let me leave you with this last line. He left. The daughters of Amir al-Mu'minin came and sat next to Amir al-Mu'minin. Sayyidah Zainab, Kulsum, and then the sons, Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Husayn. One narration mentioned Abu Abdullah fainted because of the injury of the head of Amir al-Mu'minin. Abu Abdullah had no energy to sit and look at the face of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. One narration mentioned all of them began to cry. Amir al-Mu'minin looked at Imam al-Hasan and he said to him, oh Hassan, stop crying. He then looked at Hussein alayhi salam. He said to Hussein, oh Hussein, stop crying. But when he reached Zainab, while Zainab was crying, Amir al-Mu'minin did not say to Zainab, stop crying. Instead, he also began to cry when he looked at the face of Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam. We said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, this is the moment you are seeing Zainab. What of that moment when Zainab was moving from one tent to another on the 10th day of Muharram? I said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, what of that moment when Zainab saw the enemies beheading Abu Abdullah alayhi salam? I said, Ya Amir al-Mu'minin, what of that moment when Zainab came out and approached Imam Zainul Abidin? She said to him, is there anyone breaking and crashing bottles out there? Then Zainul Abidin said to Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam, no, they are breaking and crashing the ribs of my father. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ala la'anatullahi ala al-qawmi al-zalimin. Wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu ala Muhammad ayyamun kalabin yankalibun wa la'akibatu lil-muttaqin.